To paraphrase the CV North America website, who you truly are and what you are meant to do is not for you to decide. It's for you to discover, because your purpose is given to you by the Supreme Intelligence. It's not self-assuming. Hey, social media, it's Stephen Middleton coming to you from the Possibility Action Network. Our core values include I am, I can, and I will. I am Possibility Man. Today, I want to share on the topic, discovering your purpose. But first, I want to offer this reminder. The Possibility Action Network will host the Possibility Action Network Hour on Tuesday night, tomorrow night, at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Everyone is invited. To get my Zoom login information, send an email message to iampossibilityman@gmail.com. Now, I want each individual who wants to join the Possibility Action Network Hour to request my login information. It's a security issue because, of course, today we just can't send out our login information to anyone without them first registering themselves with their email address. So pass the word, ask them, your friends and your associates, to send an email message to iampossibilityman@gmail.com for access to my login to the Possibility Action Network Hour on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Now, I want to return to our theme, and I have made a few notes. I want to be like the director of an orchestra here. I don't want to just go far afield. I want to keep myself on track. So I've made a few notes to help me do that. But I want to share with you on the topic, discovering your purpose, part 1. Now, this is a huge topic, so there's no way in the world that I can complete it to my satisfaction in just a few minutes. So I hope to do perhaps 3 parts on this subject, discovering your purpose. Now, a few authors have written about this subject. One of the ones that you are familiar with, more likely than not, is Rick Warren. One of his books is entitled The Purpose-Driven Life, that came out in 2015, and this book is still going strong because everyone wants to explore the subject of discovering your purpose. Another writer, MeiMei Fox, who contributes to magazines including Forbes magazine, the Huffington Post, and the New York Times, frequently writes about this subject. Discovering one's purpose, or one's purpose, finding one's purpose. Another writer that I discovered is Mark Manson. His books are pretty edgy. One of them is entitled, and I'll only give you an abbreviated title, you can find it yourself, but this abbreviated title is The Subtle Art of, where he explores purpose. So again, I want to say that finding one's purpose is a huge topic. People from around the world, no matter what language, no matter what culture they're from, they are engaging in the questions, how do I find purpose? How do I find meaning in life? So therefore, these are the kinds of questions that I want to explore with you in this 3-part series. Today is part 1. How do I find meaning in life? What can I contribute to the world? Are some of the questions that people are asking. Have a discussion with any young person. If they're coming out of high school, or if they're graduating from college, one of the things that's on their mind is, what type of job or career can I pursue? They're trying to figure out, what do I do with my life? And the majority of us is in that category. trying to find the right career, trying to find the right job, something that we can apply our lives to as we go forward. Another group of individuals are looking for something that's much loftier. They're looking for their mission in life. They're looking for ways that they can leave a legacy. This category of individuals, obviously, would be the few. Everyone isn't thinking on that level. Let's look at a couple of examples. Individuals who found the career of their dreams, and individuals, while they did not start out looking for a mission, a way to leave a legacy, discovered both. Firstly, let's look at sports, which is a good place to start. Many of you know the name Kobe Bryant, the basketball player who died a couple of years ago. He spent a career, approximately 20 years, playing basketball for the Los Angeles Lakers team. Now, Kobe Bryant knew, but before he was 16 years old, I would say, he knew that he would become a professional basketball player. His gifts were so remarkable. There was no doubt about it. Whenever he played basketball with other individuals who were his peers, he was just a step beyond them. He knew that what he had was not something that he could create. Now, of course, he developed it. What he knew was that he had a talent that was given to him. So when Kobe Bryant graduated high school, there was no doubt about what he would do with his life. He did not intend to go to college. He did not need to go to college to improve his skills as a basketball player. He knew that he belonged in the NBA, the National Basketball Association. So Kobe knew, and this knowing could not have come from him. This knowing, by come from him, I mean that this knowing was not possible for this knowing to come from his natural mind. This knowing came out of him, but not from his natural mind. Another basketball player who is still in the league today, LeBron James. By the time he was 16, once again, there was no doubt about his career path. There was no doubt that he was put on the planet to become a basketball player. He knew it. No one had to tell him that. And whenever he played basketball with someone else in his age group, he was shoulders above them. He knew that when he came out of high school, that he did not need to go to college to learn the craft of his choice. He knew that he had a talent that came from within him or that came from another source. I'm not sure if you're aware of it or not, but LeBron James will be in a movie coming out this summer. It's about Space Jam, another basketball great. Michael Jordan did the Space Jam movie many years ago. There will be the Space Jam legacy with LeBron James. There's no doubt that he discovered what he was meant to do as a basketball player. Those individuals who were seeking a career, and they knew. There's another category of individuals who do more than merely seek a career. They discover something else along the way. I'll give you an example. One of my favorites. It is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Now, when he was a teenager, there's no way in the world that he could discover what his legacy would be. But he knew that there were some things that he wanted to do. He knew, for example, that he wanted to become a minister of the gospel. He knew that he wanted to go to college. He knew that he wanted to pursue a PhD in theology. But the rest of it, he discovered along the way. Dr. King, then, belongs to that select group of individuals where we can talk about legacy, we can talk about mission, we can talk about their impact on the world. But whether you are Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, or Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., you have an opportunity to discover what you are meant to be. I want to share a personal story with you. I've said many times, and those of you who know me know some of my story. I grew up in the country. There was no way in the world that I could think that I would become a teacher. In fact, when I went to college, becoming a teacher was the very last thing I wanted to do. Many of my friends in college, were in the teacher education program. I would say to them, I'm not going to become a teacher. I'm not going to pursue studies in that field. I did not take one course on how to become a teacher while I was an undergraduate student. I went on to graduate school, and believe it or not, I still was not thinking about becoming a teacher. But one day, after graduating with a master's degree, guess what? Becoming a teacher was the first opportunity that came to me. I could not have chosen it. It chose me, and I devoted the next 40 plus years trying to become a teacher. I'm not sure what my students would say to you today about me being a teacher, but in hindsight, in retrospect, I believe that I stumbled upon the right career path for me, and I believe that over the decades, I became a competent teacher. I believe today I could do a better job in the classroom than I did at any other time of my life because I realized that I found my calling. I found the career that was right for me. So then let's go back to take a closer look at purpose. Your purpose, my purpose today. What do I mean by that? Well, let me give you a couple of things that I've written down about purpose. What does it mean? I would say that a purpose is something an individual knows he or she is meant to do or must do, must create, or must share. That you get this feeling that this is something that I gotta do. I may not know all of it yet, but I gotta do this. A second definition that I would offer is it's an individual's mission or vision in life. Once again, something loftier, something that you want to share. And thirdly, by purpose, I mean that it's a feeling of knowing who you are to be. You get this sense of knowing who you are to be, what you are to do, to achieve, or to become. It's just something about it that keeps troubling your mind, that keeps, just being a part of your life. So purpose then always takes an individual somewhere higher, somewhere deeper in life. Finding purpose forces an individual to consider a higher power. Now, there are many names for this higher power, and I'm not going to talk the faith name from my group or from any other group. But here, I would like to use a more neutral name and refer to it as the sovereign. By sovereign, I mean the court of last result. I believe that if you want to get in touch with purpose, one must get in touch with this notion that there is a supreme intelligence, and that this supreme intelligence gives them gifts, either for career or something that's even higher. As I look at what I'm doing today, one day, I began doing social media. I was a part of a competition. It was called the 14-Day Challenge. And I thought, I'll participate in this competition. After 14 days, I'll just stop doing it. But I just had this feeling, continue on. So I began continuing to share on social media after the 14-Day Challenge. And then one day, I just felt this desire to organize it, to give it a name. And I played with one of my favorite words, possibility. And then one day, the Possibility Action Network came into my consciousness. And one day on December 15th, I remember it clearly. In fact, I double checked. I checked the date, December 15th, 2020. I was returning from the Charlotte airport, stopped in Lake Wylie because I wanted to do a program from there. And as I thought about what I would say, this is what broke into my consciousness. You are possibility man. And I said, yes, I will talk about possibilities. I am possibility man. So as I close today, I hope that you follow me on Wednesday and Friday, where I'll be looking at different aspects of discovering your purpose. I want to remind you that I'm Stephen Middleton with the Possibility Action Network. Our core values include I am, I can, and I will. And I am possibility man. I also want to remind you that on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, we'll be hosting the Possibility Action Network Hour on Zoom. To get my login information, send an email to IamPossibilityMan@gmail.com. Thanks for joining me today. Until next time, good day.